Why do so many teams struggle with decisions? Endless debates, unclear ownership, or that dreaded feeling of why did we even bother talking about this for an hour? You've probably seen it too. The loudest voices wins, or worse, no decision gets made at all. Hey there, I'm Marin Petrov, and welcome to the Decision-Making Masterclass. I've spent years working with all kinds of teams, startups, big animation studios, small product teams, communities. And if there is one thing I've seen over and over, it's this: the way a team makes decisions can make or break everything. This course is for facilitators, team leads, and anyone who's ever thought there has to be a better way to decide things together. We will dive into practical methods, small facilitation moves that have a very big impact, and the deeper mindsets that often drive unproductive team behaviors. By the end, you will not only have new tools, but also a sharper lens to understand what's really going on when teams get stuck. Glad you're here. Let's dive in. When asked, many teams say they experience several common challenges when making decisions. Inefficient processes. Meetings drag on without resolution, decisions get revisited repeatedly, or the process is so cumbersome that teams avoid making decisions altogether. Inequality. The same voices dominate discussions while others go unheard, leading to decisions that don't incorporate diverse perspectives and team members who feel marginalized. Lack of trust. Team members don't trust each other's judgment, or leaders don't trust their teams to make good decisions, resulting in excessive oversight and bureaucracy. And finally, powerlessness. People feel unable to influence decisions that affect their work, creating disengagement and preventing the team from assessing everyone's best thinking. These challenges don't just create frustrations, they directly impact your results. And the good news is that by expanding your decision-making toolkit, you can address all of them. When we look at how teams typically make decisions, we often see them defaulting to one of two extremes: autocratic or consensus decision-making. In autocratic decision-making, one person, usually a manager or a leader, makes the call. This approach is fast, it creates clarity, but it can leave the team members feeling disengaged and might miss valuable perspectives. We often default to this approach under time pressure or when we believe someone has superior expertise. A good example is an emergency room team. The doctor makes critical decisions quickly and everyone else follows those directions without debate. Imagine if the team instead decided to have a consensus meeting about what needs to be done while a patient is in a critical condition. I most certainly wouldn't want to be that patient. In emergency situations, autocratic decision making isn't just efficient, it's essential. However, what works in an emergency room isn't necessarily appropriate for all workspace decisions. The challenge is knowing when autocratic decision making is truly needed versus when more inclusive approaches would yield better results. At the other end of the spectrum, we have consensus, where everyone must agree on the decision. Consensus creates high buy-in and incorporates diverse perspectives, but it can be painfully slow and sometimes results in watered down compromises rather than optimal solutions. Teams often default to this when they value inclusion but haven't learned more efficient inclusive methods. Here is the key insight: different decision-making methods are like tools in a toolkit. No single approach works best for all situations. The magic happens when you match the right method to the specific context. Each method has distinct strengths and limitations. Autocratic decisions excel when time is short and expertise is concentrated. Democratic voting works well for clear-cut choices with limited options. The advice process that we will learn about empowers individuals while ensuring they consider relevant perspectives. Consent balances efficiency with meaningful inclusion by focusing on objections rather than agreements. And consensus creates the deepest buy-in when time allows and the decision impacts everyone significantly. Throughout this masterclass, you will learn how to select the right approach to different situations. We will focus primarily on two powerful methods that many teams underutilize, in my opinion: consent process and the advice process, and show videos of a team practicing them. These approaches often hit the sweet spot between the speed of autocratic decisions and the inclusivity of consensus. By expanding your decision-making toolkit beyond default patterns, you improve both team performance and satisfaction.